Well, what we did today is we have a dinner party story that they're working on, but they're doing it in triplicate, so in 3 little pieces. It's easier for them to handle a story in small pieces than it is in larger pieces. So we reviewed the first piece that we dealt with in class on Wednesday. The second piece, I decided to take a little different take on it. They watched a video where they heard the story read to them, as well as saw pictures, which is a really powerful tool in a foreign language, because if they get stuck on a word, a picture usually helps them to kind of bring out what they know already. So they read that story, or they listened to that story, then I had them brainstorm vocabulary for that story, then we brainstormed sentences together, and they actually built the story without having to just read it. So that's what they did, and then as a way to follow up on that, I had them take pictures of the story, which is the way we started, and to put it together into a digital story. So it was kind of bookended. They saw the story with pictures, and then they completed their own story with pictures. It was a bookended lesson. Sure. I want you to send it to me in a couple of ways. You have a choice in some ways you can send it to me. You can send it to me via Edmodo. That's one way you can do it. You can iMessage it. That's another way you can do it. You can email it to me.
I like using Edmodo for Latin because I think the way that Miss Cox uses it is very effective. Like she updates her page a lot. She puts up notes. She puts up videos, slideshows, anything that we need, or makeup work that we missed. All in all, I think Edmodo is a good way for us to communicate as teacher-student.
It's a whole lot easier to turn work in through Edmodo because you have all the loose paper in your binders and your book bags, and you do your homework and everything, but you could forget it at home or leave it in the car, which is what happens most of the time. But when you have it on your phone, kids our age usually always have their phones, so when you have it on the phone, it's a lot easier to email it or Edmodo it than just to have it as like a loose piece of paper, and it's a lot easier to not lose it.
I think technology is really helpful in class because, we have our phones out all the time anyway, and like a teacher like Miss Cox who actually has us use it, like she has us pull up Edmodo where she'll put work and in PowerPoint so we can see it ourselves. It saves paper, and it's just a great use of something that everyone already uses anyway. Let's stop being on Instagram and just start being on Edmodo and actually using our phones for productive means in class. It's really useful.